Hello everyone, I am Niharika John. Welcome to Track Grade B. Now in this video we are going to discuss another important topic, that is of Pressies writing, which is important topic of descriptive English asked in RBI Grade B Phase 2. You guys might think Pressies writing is very easy, and yes, it is easier if I compare it with the essay writing, but we want to score full, and it is not at all easy to score full whenever descriptive English is spoken about. So we are trying to come the closest to full marks, and that's why it's important for us to understand some important points, useful tips for how Pressies be written, what are the things we are at when we talk about Pressies writing, and then there is a sample for you. So how you should be going the sample, I will let you know when I'll be showing you the sample. Let's get into the video now. Now, first of all, understand Pressy, it's a summary of a longer piece of writing. It's nothing more than a summary. It sounds very easy, it is very easy, but it cannot be a piece of an article that is half baked. We need to take care of some points. Okay, so you are given an article, of course not a book, but typically Pressy can be summary of anything like an article or a book, but you need to make sure that the essential points are covered in your Pressy. This is where you are tested. Have you covered important, special, specific, essential points from the given article? And that's how you are checked upon. So shortening of a text is what you will be doing. You will be presented with a paragraph with an article along with a number of words, and then you have to shorten the text. Okay, you need to keep the accuracy. So let's say if there is a data given in the article and you are typing summary of it, you cannot make a change in that data, that number, or maybe you left some part of the key information and wrote only the other half. You cannot do that. So you need to make sure that the information which you are shortening is accurate as per the given article. So you have a cheat sheet in front of you. Everything is in front of you. All you have to do is summarize it. So why to take risk and add more things from your own? So usually this comes in conflict with essays. You are writing, you are practicing typing essays. In essay you have one title, and from that you have to compose an essay of 500 words. So you have to develop and you have to bring more thoughts from your own. But here everything is in front of you. This is totally opposite. It is the reverse thing you are doing. You cannot add or subtract anything that is in your mind or it is according to you. All you have to do is follow the article, the paragraph, the question given to you. Do not miss any key points. So as I mentioned, essentials are to be covered. For that, you should be able to pinpoint the essential points. So if you have one advantage given of something in an article, it is explained in 3 to 4 lines. In that case, you need to make sure that all 3-4 lines are not required. You make sure that you convert it into one single line, that one advantage, and mention it. Okay, so don't miss any key point, and you cannot change the theme or meaning. In fact, I would like to add one more thing over here. Do not change the flow of it. So first, if advantage number 1 is given, and then advantage number 2 is given, and then third is a disadvantage, when you are summarizing, you need to make sure that the flow, first advantage, summarize that point, second advantage, and then you go ahead and go with the disadvantage, the same flow sequence which is given in your main article in the question. It is very important to follow that. The flow is to be maintained. Okay, don't change the theme. If something is written on the positive note, the theme, the tone should be positive in your Pressy also. If it is in the criticism mode or theme, then the same should be in your Pressy. Okay, so these are some important things that we get to see in a Pressy writing. Now the question comes, how you are supposed to do that. Okay, now here is a set of rules for you. It's not hard and fast, but this will definitely help you to a great extent. You read the original text carefully and identify the main ideas and arguments. You cannot just read once and write Pressy writing. It feels like, oh, I can do it. It's just Pressy. At least 2 to 3 readings are required. So the first reading, the first time when you are reading the article, you read it carefully and just try to identify main things, main ideas and arguments. Don't start typing. Okay? You identify author's purpose and audience just like you do it in RC. In a reading comprehension, you try to find out author's main motive, purpose, right? And themes questions are asked. So you try to understand why author has written. When you question why is this written, you will get the answer of author's purpose. What is author trying to accomplish? What he's trying to say, and to whom he is saying this? Who is the intended audience? So these are some questions. You should get answers of these questions when you are doing the first reading of your question, for which you have to write the Pressy. Then you read it once more, the second reading, and then you start summarizing the main argument of the original text. Okay? So when you are reading it for the second time, this time you start cutting short something. You start shortening the text. Okay, this is the main point. Next 2-3 lines are just the explanation of the main line. Okay, so just try to shorten your text that way. Identify the most supporting evidence or examples. Now, important. You may get a long list of examples or many examples in the question article. But when you are writing Pressy, you need only important examples out of many which are given in the passage. Otherwise, you will miss out on some other important points which should be covered in Pressy. So you identify the most important ones, the examples, like if you are given 6-7 examples, you pick up the important ones, 2-3, and just mention those, the relevant ones, okay, to support their argument. Again, the language should be concise and clear, and you maintain the order, that is the flow. Make sure you don't add heavy words on your own just to sound smart. It's not going to help you in getting marks. Your language can be similar to what is given in the main article question. Try not to copy paste the same line. Okay, so your Pressy should not be one line exactly that is given in the paragraph. You skip 2-3 lines, then again one line exactly in the paragraph, skip 2-3 lines. This is not the right way to do it. Your language, the thing should be same. Idea, argument, whatever you are writing should be exactly what is given in the question paragraph. But it should be in your language, in your way. So that a subtle difference is required in Pressy writing. Okay? Of course, grammar, punctuation, and clarity, even for essay writing, we get to see this is for your essay writing, this is for your Pressy writing, this is for the answers which you have typed for RC. That your language, your whatever you're writing should be correct grammatically. Grammar mistakes, I believe you already might have covered a grammar course before you started giving your time into preparation of your exams, like the initial stage of your preparation. Punctuation mark, full stop, comma, inverted commas, and all, where to put, where not, and the clarity part is required. Okay, so please make sure that the grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes are avoided. Don't use shortcuts like or the short spellings, like instead of YOU you are writing just you. You cannot go ahead with that texting language when it comes to exam. Remember, very important, a Pressy should be no more than 1/3 of the length of the original text. Okay, so it is the condensed version of the original text that captures the main points. 1/3. So you need to do a little bit of calculation. Already you will be getting to see how many words you have typed, okay, and beyond the limit you won't be allowed to type. Still, let's say you have a paragraph of 600 words, so it's very simple that you need your Pressy in 200 words. Another important thing is you need to give a title to your Pressie. Most of the time, it will be given in the instruction that give a title and write a Pressie. But if it is not, just in case if it is not, you need to give a title to Pressie. This is another important part of Pressie writing. So I'll quickly show you one article over here. You can keep your full screen on, okay, and go through it. I want you, before I show you, I want you to take a screenshot or pause. You try to write a Pressie for this one, and then I go ahead with the video, continue with the video, and see how I have given the Pressie here. So this one, it relates to financial industry and something more. I don't want to give any hint. Okay, so please go through it, and I'll take a pause here just for a second. So you can take a pause, but I'll continue in a couple of seconds. Okay, so this is just believing that you might have paused and written your Pressie on this article. This article says financial industry is undergoing some transformation and these revolutions are neobanks important. So whichever word or whatever you get to see repeating multiple times, see neobanks, okay, this is neobanks, then again I get to see neobanks, 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 neobanks in every para, every second line, that word I get to see, that means this article is about neobanks. But what about neobanks? Neobanks alone cannot be the title. Am I talking about the revolution they have brought? Or I'm talking about the change they have brought? Or I'm talking about how people still need to know more about neobanks? So what exactly about neobanks? That is what you have to figure out when you are reading. So let's read ahead. So here is the introduction of it. Neobanks, also known as digital banks, are so and so. As they continue to disrupt the traditional banking landscape, the future is promising and is poised to reshape. So it is the tone here, initial tone here is positive. The theme is positive. They're talking how neobanks are going to change, how they're going to be beneficial in the future. So this at least I have understood from the first reading. One of the primary factors contributing to the bright future is customer-centric approach. Unlike traditional banks, they have some more things. Their intuitive apps, etc., they empower customers to make charge of their finances. I am skipping some things and reading because this is just a video which I just want to show you how it is to be done, but I cannot go with each and every word. You need to do that in exam. Okay, don't skip like this and read, but this is just to show you how it is done, and that's why I'm being a bit quick. So here, why these neobanks are getting popular, that's what I get to see. So in one word, I can summarize every paragraph here. In addition to convenience, so one thing is convenience. I need to know, I need to write about convenience. They are challenging the notion of borders in banking. Many of them, they offer multi-currency accounts. That means internationally it is helpful as well. So that's again covered in this. I have noted down in my mind. Furthermore, they are positioned to cater underserved segments of the population, okay, such as unbanked and underbanked. So this point is covered here. I will write at least one line related to this thing. Moreover, integration of APIs enhances value proposition of neobanks. Open banking allows data sharing. This fosters greater visibility and helps customers make more informed decision about their money. So how it is important and helpful on the customer front. This is what is explained and given in this paragraph. As the neobank ecosystem continues to mature, now how it is going ahead. अभी तक we are getting to see कैसा ये चल रहा है, but now how it is moving ahead is what is given over here. They can do something, they can offer more. Okay, now diversification वाला point यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो. However, the future of neobanks is not without challenges. Again, a negative point. After praising, there is a negative point included, a disadvantage, a challenge. You need to incorporate this point as well before you end your Pressie. the competitive landscape and all. Okay, regulatory compliance is another a big challenge for them. In conclusion, the future is exciting. So then again, we are coming back to a positive tone that yes, there is a challenge, but then they are good, embracing the digital era. They are set to become an integral part. We can get to see more of it. We can see it's trending. So all those future prospects or what we can expect from neobanks in coming years, that's what we are getting to see in the conclusion part. So this is how we read in the first part. Understand most of the article, it is in the positive tone. There is one point where negative tone is there, but again it changes the positive one. It's talking about neobanks, how they are helpful, what changes, how they are different from the traditional banks. So these are some key things I get to see in this. In the second reading, now I will do the work of selecting. I'll start selecting particular points that I need to first define what is neobank, which is important. Then I will talk about the contribution, then second contribution apart from convenience, how it's related to some other things, then the challenge part, and then the conclusion. So here the title is, it cannot be neobanks alone, as I mentioned earlier. So I have given the title, the future of neobanks, because at the end, first we are praising neobanks, we are saying how good they are, and then at the end we are talking about how they can do much more. So that's what I get to see. Okay, the essay discusses, you can say the article discusses, you can even skip this part. Okay, it's your choice. You can simply start from here as well. The prospects of neobanks and other things are so and so. So it's not necessary that you use this word discusses, the article discusses. You can simply go that the prospects of neobanks, digital financial institutions operating exclusively online, are great. So let me put it this way for you so that it becomes easier for you when you do it. So the prospects, okay, and I have not given the definition directly. I have put a comma and I have explained what is a neobank. It is the definition. So are great. There we go. It's done. Neobanks leverage cutting edge technology and the approaches. All these things neobanks are leveraging. That's the first thing, the first point about it. Their agility and intuitive apps, the apps point where it becomes really easy for the people to operate and to use. So that point is covered. They cater to global audience. Their international transactions could be done. The part where our passage mentioned that it has crossed borders also, multiple currencies we get to see are being operated over here. Additionally, they serve underserved. That's the towards the second half we get this, that they serve underserved and populations and unbanked, though through innovative risk assessment techniques they help those people though they don't have a proper account or they could not have a proper account in traditional bank. Integration of APIs, that was another point that is covered. So in one line, actually the paragraphs I have converted. Collaborations of fintech companies enable neobanks to expand. Now the challenge point, challenges include, so that was towards the end. So here we have this, that article, that essay was around 500 words. And for this, I have written a Pressies of 135 words. Okay. So likewise, you can, like, I know it's not, it should be 160 something, exact one third of 500. But 135 is very close to 20-30 words less than what is asked. So that much of a range you do get. Okay, it's not exactly one third. One third is the maximum limit. You can go with, in case of 450 words, you can again go with 150, 145 likewise. Okay. Despite these hurdles, neobanks are set to transform. So see here again the tone is changing and we are ending on the positive note that neobanks are set to transform the financial industry and reshaping how many people manage their finances worldwide, etc. So there is a hope for it, a hopeful future we can see over here. Okay, a bright future. So in the very same way how the main article was written, the flow, the points which are highlighted in an explanatory manner, here we are getting to see in a precise, concise manner, and that's what Pressies do. That's how you should be writing your Pressie. So I hope this video might have helped you in understanding Pressy writing, important tips, how to write it. Do follow the way I have explained how to write it, like reading first time, understanding, then going through the second time, and then you select some points and type. Make sure you don't make any silly mistakes while typing. Whenever you're practicing, make sure you are typing and practicing, and a little calculation is required. That's it related to Pressy writing. I'll see you soon in another video. Till then, take care and don't forget to like, share.